In this video, we'll be taking a look at two NCAAF games happening on August 27, 2022. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released so that you have more time to plan out your bets as we provide these videos on a daily basis. I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on these two NCAAF games after fully watching this video. One more thing before we start. If you would like to gain access to our best exclusive betting picks to take your sports betting journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below where we offer anywhere from 1 betting pick a day up to 10 betting picks a day and much more. Now let's get started. Duquesne versus Florida State. The Duquesne Dukes visit Doak Campbell Stadium in Tallahassee, Florida today to play the Florida State Seminoles in the opening game of the college football regular season for both teams. Duquesne finished last season 7-3 and tied for second in the Northeast Conference. Duquesne has a solid core of defensive players returning, which will help make up for a below-par offense. The Duquesne Dukes will look to build on a fairly successful mark in 2021, finishing the year at 7-3 with a 5-2 mark in NEC Conference play that also included a marquee win over an FBS opponent with a 28-26 win over the Ohio Bobcats. Darius Perantes is back after throwing for 1,620 yards, 17 touchdowns, and 7 interceptions with a 59.6% completion percentage in 2021. Billy Lucas is back at running back after putting up 699 rushing yards with 6 rushing touchdowns and a pair of 100-yard rushing games. Cyrus Holder leads Duquesne's receiving group with 37 grabs, 629 yards, and 8 touchdowns last season, and was all NEC last year. John Worth was the anchor of the Dukes' defense at linebacker, tying for the team high with 56 tackles, 38 solo, and 6.5 TFL. Leandro DeBrito leads the secondary after being first-team All-NEC with 56 total tackles of his own, including 42 solo tackles. The Florida State Seminoles will come into the 2022 season looking to bounce back from a 4th straight losing season after finishing 5-7 with a 4-4 mark in Atlantic Coast Conference play. The Noles will hope for better in year 3 with Mike Norvell, and there are signs of things starting to turn in the right direction. Jordan Wilson returns at quarterback after an inconsistent maiden voyage season in 2021, while Jacki Douglas and Ontario Wilson anchor Florida State's receiving group. Micah Pittman transfers in from Oregon, and Johnny Wilson comes from Arizona State to help on the outside as well, and Cameron Moore is an underutilized tight end that will likely see his usage improve in 2022. Leading rusher from 2021, Jashon Corbin is no longer a Seminole. Latreshawn Ward's back after logging over 6 yards per carry, and Trey Benson also comes in as a transfer from Oregon to strengthen the backfield, which should be a strength of this Florida State team. On defense, the front seven got a lot of pressure in opposing backfields, with Jermaine Johnson and Keir Thomas on the ends of the line, while Fabian Lovett, Robert Cooper, and Jarrett Jackson are solid pieces at the defensive tackle spots. DJ Lundy and Kalen DeLoach make up the top pieces at linebacker for Florida State, with Lundy finishing 3rd on the Seminoles in tackles last season. Leading tackler Jamie Robinson is back at safety for the Florida State secondary, while Akeem Dent and Omarion Cooper are going to be key contributors for the Noles defensive unit this season. Duquesne arrives for this first game of the regular season as a multi-touchdown road dog, but has enough returning talent from last season, joining recruits and transfers to play well enough on opening day. Duquesne has covered the number in 9 of its last 11 overall, while Florida State starts slow, failing to cover the number in 6 of its last 7 played during August. I get why Florida State is a massive favorite, and if we're being frank here, name brand is a decent part of that. However, Duquesne isn't really a pushover, and while Florida State likely wins this game in convincing fashion, I have to wonder if they'll be taking their foot off of the gas a bit early if they're up by a sizable margin to put the backups in with LSU on deck. I'm not banking on the outright upset here, but Duquesne could surprise some folks here and keep it closer than expected. So the Duquesne Dukes to cover the spread as underdogs is our full game side pick. There is a large talent disparity between these two teams, but Duquesne still has the ability to put points on the board. The Dukes will bring back their leading passer and rusher from an offensive unit that converted 94.9% of red zone trips to points, while Florida State will look for replacements for edge rushers Jermaine Johnson II and Keir Thomas. Defensively, Duquesne could struggle with the size and athleticism of Florida State, especially as the game wears on. The Seminoles have a sizable advantage along the offensive line, which should create solid solid running lanes for running backs Treshaun Ward and Lawrence Toffoli and provide quarterback Romeo Travis ample time to make throws. Florida State also has a size advantage with its receivers against the Duquesne secondary, so it is tough to envision the Dukes slowing down the Seminole scoring. Do not be surprised if Florida State gets to this total number on its own. Over the projected total is our full game total pick. Florida Agricultural and Mechanical versus North Carolina. The Florida Rattlers visit Kennan Stadium in Chapel Hill, North Carolina on Saturday to play the North Carolina Tar Heels in the opening game of the 2022 college football regular season for both teams. The Florida Rattlers are expected to have an above-average offense this season with Racine McKay at quarterback. McKay's top target will be wide receiver Xavier Smith. The Florida Rattlers managed a 9-3 overall record in 2021, going a nice 7-1 in Southwestern Athletic Conference play. Unfortunately, the Rattlers finished in second place among the East Division standings behind the unbeaten Jackson State. The Florida Rattlers started out the year a little shaky with a 1-2 run through the first 3 games, but then took off on an 8-game win streak. The Rattlers were ranked as high as number 22 before falling to Southeastern Louisiana in the FCS playoffs first round on November 27th. Over on the North Carolina side, they had their ups and downs last season. The Tar Heels eventually finished 6-7 overall and 3-5 in Atlantic Coast Conference play. That result would put North Carolina just 2 spots out of the basement in the Coastal Division. The Tar Heels faced some stiff competition in 2021 and could only muster consecutive wins once all season. Still, North Carolina received a berth in the Duke's Mayo Bowl, where they lost to South Carolina 38-21 on December 30th to finish off the year. The North Carolina Tar Heels look to start the post-Sam Howell era on Saturday night when they welcome in the Florida Rattlers of the FCS. The Tar Heels were extremely underwhelming a season ago, finishing just 6-7 after beginning the year with pretty lofty expectations. Their defense was the main cause for concern in 2021, as they allowed nearly 32 points per game on over 408 total yards. The Rattlers, on the other hand, are coming off of an extremely impressive season in which they tallied 9 victories before falling in the FCS playoffs. They return a plethora of skill position players and have a quarterback with some experience against the top-notch competition in Vanderbilt grad transfer Jeremy Moussa. The Rattlers are also returning the reigning Buck Buchanan Award winner in linebacker Isaiah Land. The uncertainty surrounding the Tar Heels as they enter the 2022 season. There's plenty of improvement to be had on the field. North Carolina suffered greatly from sacks and penalties last year, and they'll be without star quarterback Sam Howell. The good news is that the Tar Heels have a solid group of young talent across the board, and they'll also benefit from the ever-reliable Josh Downs, who should continue to set receiving records in 2022 if the team can get him the ball. North Carolina should no doubt win this game, but it's not going to be the blowout that many might expect for a game like this. The Rattlers have some real talent, and this Tar Heel defense needs to prove they can stop anybody before putting any sort of faith in them. Plus, UNC was just 5-7 against the spread last campaign, including 2-6 in their final 8 matchups. It might not be a nail-biting, one-possession type of game. All in all, though, it may take a few games for the Tar Heels to hit their stride, and I believe that the Rattlers can stay in range here today. So the Florida Rattlers to cover the spread as underdogs is our full game side pick. Even with a new starting quarterback to begin this campaign, this North Carolina offense should still be fairly explosive. Junior Josh Downs leads their receiving core, and he's arguably one of the best wideouts in the entire Atlantic Coast Conference. Florida Rattlers' offense is also solid, and when that's combined with a bad defense like North Carolina's, points usually get scored at a pretty high rate. The Rattlers had a reliable defense last year, but they didn't face anything like they'll be facing in Chapel Hill. This matchup is destined to include a lot of scoring, much like most of the Tar Heels games last season. The over went 7-5 in their games just a year ago, including 5-2 in their last 7. That trend will continue tonight. Over the projected total is our full game total pick. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed. Subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video, whether you agree or disagree with them, so leave a comment down below and do let us know.